Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the Biokinetic K9s live Friday afternoons at 5 o'clock. I am Angela Hearn, your certified K9 athlete specialist and K9 myofascial release practitioner. And I am, of course, the owner and founder of the Biokinetic K9. Bob, hello. Welcome to our Friday at live. So, what are we going to be talking about today? I saw this week. Forces acting against your progress. And this is actually quite a thing because a lot of them happen to me. And I'm sure that they happen to you. So just before we get started, if you are watching this at any other page or group, please pop onto my page, the Biokinetic K9, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comment sections below there so that I can answer you, because there are different pages and I don't want to miss a question, and I'd love to be able to interact and see what I can do to help. So if you feel that somebody else may benefit from today's talk, please share with them, and then we will say hello to those people that are watching too. So let's get going. What is acting against your progress? And I identify 5 major ones, and they can stop your progress not only in fitness and conditioning, but they can stop your progress in training with your dog. They can stop your progress in business, in relationships, in life in general. These things happen, and if we can notice them and identify them, we can then get past them too. So what am I talking about here? I'm going to sort of put everything towards our end of the world, which is fitness and conditioning for your K9 athlete. Of course, that's where my passion lies. So let's get going and see what is the first thing that blocks a lot of people from performing optimal fitness and conditioning with their dog for the benefits of their dog. What is it? And the first thing that I think comes to mind is money. It's one of those horrible topics, but it's true. There's a lot of people that get stuck and they can't afford something, or they can't afford the training. And yes, these things happen. But they are also somehow able to buy money for training seminars and equipment and stuff for their dogs. You see all these memes on Facebook with regards to how you'd be rich if you didn't have a dog in shows, and all of those type of things. They really comical, mainly because they really hit home most of the time. But where things are important, you will find a way. You just need to find the importance of conditioning and fitness for your athlete. For me, I found out the importance of that for my dog the hard way, and I found out through an injury. Well, let me tell you, an injury costs money. And if I just spent that money wisely in the first place, I wouldn't have had to spend it on a vet bill. And the biggest vet bill was your various medications and ultimately rest. But you first spend all that money. So find out why something is important for you, and you will find a way. In the end, it doesn't matter what something costs. If something's really cheap, there will always be somebody that can't afford it. If something's really expensive, there will be somebody that can't afford it. But when it comes to quality conditioning and fitness advice and knowledge and know-how, find what you can afford and find the person that you can gel with. If you can't find it, there's lots of information that is free, but the value tends not to be there, that in-depth value, and that's what you pay for. That quick start, that in-depth value, that instead of spending months on something, you get it in 2 days. That's the value. That's what you spend on for a result. You want that result. So money is a huge, big stumbling block for many people in getting their progress, because money like we say, you pay for it for training or seminars or even the dog. And that money then affects your ability. And what are we talking about when we're talking about your ability to do something? We're talking about your physical ability. So my physical ability was impaired a little bit this year with my operations, but then we're also talking about an impaired mental ability. And how is your mental ability impaired? Well, so if you need some knowledge. Knowledge is really, really important. But it's no good just having knowledge on something. You can get knowledge. You can be thrown dead with knowledge if you just Google something or if you just YouTube something. There's the knowledge available to us is amazing, but there's so much. There's so much. How do you sift through? How do you sift through all of that and get the one that applies to you? But even with all of that knowledge, the knowledge is it's not helpful unless you have understanding that goes with that knowledge. Knowledge is just knowledge. It's just words on a page. It's just information. But it's the understanding of that knowledge that makes it powerful. And even more powerful than understanding is the application of that understood knowledge. That's where the power lies. That's where the results lies. That application of you understanding why you're doing something, what you're doing, and the knowledge behind it. And then you get the result and you see it in front of your eyes. But it's that persistence to keep understanding. Don't be shy. Go out to understand. That's really important. So your ability, that really stops you from progressing. And remember, ability lies within your physicality, but also in your mind. So your knowledge, there's also something called the curse of knowledge. So this is where you know something, and then you think you know it, but you don't know the whole story. Or you know something and then you think everybody else does and they don't know. Or you think something's so easy and it should be easy for everybody else and it's not. Or you think everybody else knows and it must be so easy that you don't even ask the question. That is the worst. That hampers your ability. So that ability to do something, ability to know what to train or how to train when it comes to fitness and conditioning, that holds back your progress. And that ability is directly linked to your understanding and application of the knowledge gained. Very, very important. And if you don't have your ability, your know-how, it causes this confusion and frustration sets in. And then you just switch off the computer and you think, I've had enough of this. But that confusion, it comes with a lack of understanding. It comes with a lack of knowing what to do, how to do something, why you're doing it. That why are you doing this? That's so important because that's what you take with you after you've learned something at the seminar. Why you did something and then how you did that thing. You have to take that home. You can be shown how to do something, but unless you know why you're doing it, you can't take it home. It stays out there on the field. That why are you doing it and then when must you do it? Those questions. Ask those questions. You need to be able to take that knowledge to decipher all the confusion. You need to. Sam, you say, I always find out the hard way. It works until it doesn't. Oh my word. Sam, I have been there. I know. But the hard way doesn't always have to be the hard way. So when you ask questions, the confusion disappears. And then you can progress. That's why I am never against somebody asking me a question. Bob, you saying, oh, I am my own worst enemy. I overthink way too much. You are preaching to the choir. You are preaching to the choir. I have been there, and it causes such a lot of confusion because your brain is going on and on and on. The only way to get out of that overthinking is to ask questions. It gets you out of the confusion. When you're thinking too much, you're thinking of this, the next, and how the knock-on effect works, and then you don't even. Worst of all, forget you think overthinking. Sometimes people don't even know what to do because they don't know what they don't know. How can you ask something about something that you don't know? You know there's something that you don't understand yet, but you don't know how to put it across. And I had a friend of mine, he had a word for this. He called it confabulation. So you are so confused that you don't even know what you're confused about, and so you don't know what to do. You don't know what you don't know, so you don't know what to ask. And that is, I think, the worst confusion. And that confusion really impacts on how you can progress in your fitness and conditioning. You need to understand. And when you just watch the videos out there and the information that's out there on fitness and conditioning videos, and you see all of the equipment and these dogs are just doing it, and you think, oh my word, wow, you're watching this, but you don't understand it, but you don't know yet that you don't understand it. You just think, wow, that's amazing. I wonder if my dog can do it. Let me try. And then your dog gets injured because it's an advanced exercise. Or your dog doesn't get injured and you think, oh, this is so simple, and then you do it again and again, and you're causing an imbalance, and then you show your friends, and then the dog gets injured, and you don't understand why. And so you remain in that confused state, and your progress is not only hindered, it is like you're going backwards now. So that confusion, it comes with a lack of understanding the why you're doing something. Why are we looking at an angulation of the hind leg? Why are we looking at, when we stretch the dog, we're only going to go this far, or we're only going to look at the dog? Why do we go, we're going to look at how our dog sits numerous times before we make any final decision? All of these things, that confusion, that lack of understanding, that lack of knowing, comes because you don't know, you don't have the ability to assess, or you don't have the mental ability, that knowledge. That's really important, that not knowing that you don't know. With this confusion, oh my word, I've been there, and you guys, you all understand. It's that overwhelm, that intense overwhelm where it happens with me, where sometimes I'm just so finished, I can't even face my computer, I can't face anything, and I go watch some mindless TV because I just need my brain to switch off from thinking just for a little bit. So I'll watch something that's got a definite beginning, middle, and end. There's like no thinking involved, and the hero has to survive at the end, otherwise I've wasted 2 hours of my life watching rubbish. So there must be a good ending for me in any case. But that overwhelm, it happens when humans go to gym and you don't have a plan. You go to gym and there's all this equipment. You think, oh, where can I start? I'm going to start here, I'm going to start there, and you don't have a plan. So overwhelm sets in when you don't know how to break down the various exercises into manageable parts that you've got structured, and you are overwhelmed because basically you don't have a plan. You don't have a program, you don't have a goal, and there's no focus. And so you're always here somewhere in the fog. And so you're overthinking, you're always confused, you don't have the ability to put these things together, and now you're overwhelmed. And so you go look for various videos, and what can I do with my dog? My dog is doing AGP, or my dog's an agility dog, or my dog's a dog diving dog. What must I do? What muscles will this work? What is the best way to go about this? And that's so much information, and you just get flooded. You get sensory overload. People can get overwhelmed just from having a busy day and there's too many people. Now imagine you get bombarded or voluntarily go into that bombardment of looking for information. And then you suffer overwhelm. Your brain is just fried. And you just go back into a small corner and curl up like a small child. You are completely overwhelmed. And it's basically because you don't know. You don't know how to make a plan. You don't know how to formulate a goal for you and your dog. And so you're stuck. And you hate that stuck feeling. And so you're just overwhelmed because, damn it to hell, here's all the information and what must do, where do I start? And people normally jump in the middle, and you lose out at the entire foundation, because the foundation looks like such a waste of time, but you don't understand what you're missing out. So, Riani, you say having a goal, a program specific to your dog's needs, and people supporting you along the way is priceless. Oh my word, look at you. That is completely correct. It's priceless. You cannot even put a monetary tag on it. I couldn't. It cost me. And I'm saying it cost me my vet bills, but no, it cost me a national competition. It cost me 6 weeks of not doing much with my dog. Now, how do you put money on that? 6 weeks of worry about my dog. She's fine now, but no, it's priceless. You are 100% correct. So if you're stuck in that overwhelm, it's because you've got all of this information and you are unable to dissect it. You don't know how, because you don't know your plan, your program, and you don't have a goal, and you need focus. You need to know where to start and how to start. You need a bit of knowledge. You need a bit of ability. You need to clear the confusion, and then the overwhelm dissipates. This is seriously important. Overwhelm, it's a huge hindrance to progress. And you see this in every industry, not only canine and conditioning and fitness and dog handlers, and they're preparing for a trial. Not only there, it's everywhere. It's in business, it's in relationships, it's in any problems that you're facing right now. And sometimes you really just get overwhelmed, even if you are not feeling so well physically. And the smallest things is just that bit too much where you just can't. Break things down. Take a break, put things out on a page, and sometimes think, damn it, Angela, I don't have time for that now. Put things out on a page. Really? Really? But, and I say that because that's me, put them out. Set your goals. Set your plan. And even if you write it wrong, you've got something to work on. But it's wrong, but it's there. Now you can adjust. But it's difficult to adjust in your head. It's difficult to adjust here. Put it on a page. And directly affected to this, and this is me, oh my word, this is me. People don't have the time. Time is a huge, huge stumbling block to your progress with your dog. It is huge. When people say, I don't have the time, well, this is the time to take out a Google Calendar or a diary or something and schedule your time. And I heard it this week, and I hate Google Calendars. I hate scheduling because you feel so trapped. Because now you have to be here, you have to do that, and you have to do this. And they said, oh, they don't like to do Google Calendars or schedules because you're a prisoner. And the answer to this was, oh, it was so simple. And even I was like, oh, there's nothing I can say to that. It's quite true. If you are scheduling your time, you are in control of that time. You get to decide the perfect day. It's up to you. It's not somebody else saying you may only do this with your dog. You are scheduling. It's not a prison. It is your time. You actually have got this blank calendar to design your perfect time with your dog. And if you're really busy, if you're working and you're under schedules and you're out of lockdown and now you're being really hampered at work and you've got you say you've got no time, then make whatever time you have the best time. You don't have to go physically training with your dog every time. Every small interaction with your dog can be a small bit of conditioning if you know how to do it. If you know how to get through the confusion, you know why and how you're doing something. If you've been to that training seminar and they've shown you things and you go home and you know why you're doing something and how to correct it if the dog demonstrates something that he didn't demonstrate on the field and now you must do something about it. That ability, that knowledge, that know-how, you can put it in anywhere in your day. So your scheduling, it's not a prison, it's your time. You can take that time and focus and pinpoint your goals. And it's not set in stone. You can change it the next day. You can change it the next week. You can change it for whatever is happening for you. You can learn about reverse engineering for your time from set goals. So if you've got a competition coming up, like one of our members has got a competition, a PH is coming up now in December, you reverse engineer your time so that you're perfectly ready for that trial and you're prepared and your nerves will be down. You'll have the normal nerves of trial day, but you'll go in there with the knowledge that you prepared, and that helps with nerves. So work your time, because if you don't work your time, we all have the exact same amount of hours in a day. There's 24. X amount is put aside for sleep, X amount is put aside for work, X amount is put aside for what, family, whatever. We all have the same hours. We all have different lives and we all make use of those hours differently. But if it's important, you have time. And the nice thing is that you are the judge of your time, nobody else. You say how you want to work your schedule, nobody else. It's not a prison. That's something that I really had to get over. If you take even with, I'll tell you guys a small secret, and I know some of my membership people are here. Small secret is I was really scared to start this membership. Seriously scared, because it's a schedule and I'm going to have to pitch up on those days. And I was like, oh no, like, what am I going to do? But you know, I did it anyway. And what I'm experiencing now is I can't wait for those days. Those days are seriously exciting for me. So the thing I was most afraid of is the thing that I'm most enjoying. And it makes me enjoy my dogs, and I'm enjoying seeing their progress, seeing pennies drop. That's, wow, that day for me. Yes, it was a lot of talking back and forth. But when you suddenly put up there like, oh my word, I've got it. And I was like, oh, have you got it? Are you sure? And you did. And well, I'm still talking about it. It was so nice, because I said to my husband, like, oh, Bob's got it. And I know that feeling, because now you can go out and you can train with that. You know what you need to do. That knowledge, that ability is now there. That's one huge stumbling block gone, and you can progress. And you've got that ability, the confusion around that area of your work, gone. And now you can explain to others, you can share. And how many more people are going to benefit? That's the joy. So where you have a small stumbling, and this is not just in progress of fitness and conditioning or life. This was progress in just one thing for her. That one small issue, and it was a stumbling block for her. But then at the same token, she didn't know how to put it across. And I didn't even know she was asking, because like in our group, I try and keep it fitness and conditioning, because people have got their trainers, and I try not to interfere with the training of their sport, but I am here to help with their conditioning with their dog in the sport, so that when they go and train, their dog is ready. So when she was able to say, I've got this issue, and then we went into it, and I was so excited. I really was excited. I even said, oh my word, that feeling to go out and train now. I was, wow. So knowing what you had to do, it takes away all that wasted time. Now your time is used much more productively, and you have now progressed in that area of your training. So getting through those small stumbling blocks of money, decide what is important. Is it money well spent? How much value do you put on what you're doing? That's what you must decide. That is a personal decision. Don't let it be a hard decision like it was for me. So the money I spent on gaining my knowledge, it's specialized, it's not cheap, it's everything else. But for me, it was worth every cent. Just for my own dogs, it was worth every cent. So it helped with my ability, not only mental, but physical too. And my knowledge, everything's clearer. And you learn that learning doesn't stop. So that ability grows because you've got a good foundation, and it grows, and you can pack things on. And then your confusion starts to dissipate. And then you get confused again, but then you apply new knowledge, and you apply and you practice. And your overwhelm is gone. And you know how to make things into bite-sized pieces. You don't have to get your dog fit and healthy by next week, Wednesday. It's a process. You are going through a process with your dog. So, Bob, you were saying it was kind of conditioning. Yes, it was. It started off as conditioning. I was worried I might be asking too much of a young dog. I felt he was conditioned enough, but was still hesitant. Bob, your timing was perfect. And Bob has got a young dog that has just entered into adulthood now. And her training schedule so far has been really excellent for the timelines of this really energetic dog. So his body is sound, his skeleton is sound, his growth plates are sound. She's progressed at a perfect pace. And she was thinking now, is this a pushing in issue, or why am I not getting the progress that I'm supposed to be getting? And we went into it, and it was how to look at the movement of an exercise and how to apply that movement and how you're going to put it into your training. So how to watch what the dog has to do in order to get to the end result of an exercise, what his body has to do, and how you apply that to your training. So it was an awesome experience. So yeah, you did a good thing. You did a good thing. So there you go. The biggest forces that can work against your progress. Money, you decide that. That's a personal decision. Your ability, get to know what to do, how to do it, why you do it, why you're doing, understanding what you're doing. As soon as these things can clear, you have no more confusion, because it blocks you. Confusion blocks you. You feel like you can't, and you're just stuck there. When you got confusion, you're overwhelmed because you got all of this information that you don't know what to do with. You don't know where to start. And 99% of the people start at the wrong place. They really do. They don't know where the beginning is, especially in fitness and conditioning. Okay? And then just take the time. Schedule your time. You are not a prisoner of your schedule. Your schedule is designed by you. You are the owner of your schedule. So I hope this has been informative. I hope you've learned things. And although some people don't get too confoculated, I understand that you may not know yet what you don't know, and so you don't know what to ask. But don't be shy, and even say, I'm not too sure what to ask, but I'm not too sure about this area of what you're talking about. These are the things that make everything so much more richer for you. I've got a lot of information, but if I give it all to you, you'll be overwhelmed. So ask, and I can answer specifically. If you got questions about fitness and conditioning, please put them in the comments. What are the things that you would like to know? What is your biggest stumbling block when it comes to money, ability, confusion, overwhelm, or time? Because either one of those is a huge, huge wall to where you need to go. And if you can just get across one of those things at a time, you are on your road. You're on your road. So I'm Angela Ahern. I'm going to wish you a most awesome weekend. And guess what? We can start training at our club again on Sunday. Our fields open. I'm really so excited. So, Sam, what are you saying? Since others may have the same question, yes, there's so many people that are so shy to ask. Don't be one of those. Speak up for not only yourself, but for everybody else. I always try and answer wherever I can, so please send me whatever questions that you may have. If you're a little bit shy, you can send it to my email at fit@thebiokineticcanine.com, of course. My website is thebiokineticcanine.com, and I'm here to help. It sounds a bit cliche, but I actually really mean it. I really enjoy it. I get stuck in. So have an excellent weekend, and I will see you next time. Let me just get you all my details. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Bye now. Let me click the right buttons. Cheers.